And welcome aboard, guys. Late stream tonight. Got tied up at work, got real busy at work this evening. But hey, you know what? It is what it is. I say, let me just get one flight in tonight. This stuff can get so addictive sometimes that it's all you think about is coming home and flying, even in the middle of your workday. But hey, that's what it's all about, man. It's having fun, relaxing, whatever hobby you're into, whatever makes you relax. This is what you should do every day. And this is mine. And right now we're sitting over here in Phoenix, Arizona, and looking at the beautiful downtown Phoenix here with all the buildings and the stadiums. I think that's the one for the Arizona Cardinals. I might be mistaken, but that's what it is over here. And then it's got the mountainous backdrops. Looking north, I think. Yeah, this goes north all the way up to Denver and those places. And then this looks west into California. And that's where we're going to be heading today. We're going to be heading out to John Wayne in Southern California. Right out of here in lovely old Phoenix, Arizona. This place is hot. If you've ever been here before, it is so hot out here. It's not even funny, man. It's one of the hottest places in America. Summertime, it's sometimes 120 degrees in the shade. Ridiculous. But anyway, enough about the place. We are in the Zibo today, the Boeing 737NG. Love this aircraft, as usual. It's one of those airplanes that just gets better and better with time. And even better, it's freeware. So we're going to enjoy it. I've updated maybe 3.25G, I think. That's what the one. Maybe there's another one after that, but I didn't do it. And check out this guy right here. He's actually reading a checklist of some sort and looking over the airplane going, yeah, I think we're ready to go. Maybe we'll just patch some stuff together and get out of here. But hey, there we go. Airplane's already at the gate. But it's cold and dark. First flight for the day for this airplane. So we're just going to jump in and start up real quick and get on our way. Flight time should be about 1 hour, 10 minutes, I think. That's what I said anyway. So let's jump in here and start it up. As usual, start with the battery. Get some power. Got 24 volts DC, AC volts 99. And we can get the standby power on also. So we're good to go. We can check the standby power is good. Battery bus is good. And let's also get the emergency lights on. We're going to need that. We got ground power available. Kick on the airplane. Start it up. Yeah, we got some power in the airplane now. Let's real quick go ahead and align the IRSs. Get them over to nav, on bat, DC, and aligns come up. On bat, DC. So it self-tests to make sure everything is working. Yeah, man, we gotta relax sometimes, you know, hard day at work or a long day at work or whatever you do. Come jump in front of the airplane and get it going. Alright, we're good to go. Also, last time I forgot, I flew this airplane, I forget to warm up the windshield and only realized when I got to above 10,000 that the windshield was fogging up. So let's go ahead and warm it up. Also turn on the cabin utility and the seat utility. So that way we can get some coffee going in the coffee makers if we have to. But we're good to go. Let's see, ground power is good, and standby power is good, so we're good. All right, on the power. Since we're turning it off for the first time, get the position lights on. Get the no smoking sights on also, and get the electric pumps on. We're all set up to go. Let's see what temperature it is outside. 21 degrees. Yep, it's always hot here. It's almost like perfect temperature. 21 degrees is not bad. So we'll save the APU for now. We don't need to cool down the cabin or anything like that. Let's go ahead and enter the IRS positions in here. Go to the FMC. Pausing it. KPHX Phoenix. That's where we're at. Go to page 2. Copy that. Come back to page 1. Paste it in there. And that's going to start our aligning process. And for some reason with this airplane, turn up the panel so I can see. There we go. A little bit of brightness in there. So I can see the letters on the FMC. Jumping on our route, we're going to KSNA, Orange County. And then we'll go to route 2 and get the route page in. But before we do that, we got to call up for clearance. We are on Pilotedge today. What's going on, FSX Dreamliner? Welcome on board, man. All's well here. I'm just going to do a quick flight over to South Cal, man. Thanks for joining me. Appreciate it. And let me check the ATIS, actually, since we're here. Let's go ahead and check the ATIS and see what it is out here in Phoenix.
26. Read back all runway assignments, and hold short instructions. All VFR departures, contact clearance delivery with your aircraft type, initial heading, and requested cruise altitude. Advise on initial contact you have Delta. Phoenix Sky Harbor International Information Delta. 0051 Zulu. Wind, 250 at 13. Visibility 10. 8,500 scattered. Ceiling 29,000 broken. Temperature to 1. 2.1. Altimeter 2987. Visual approach runway 25 left, 26, in use. Departing runway 25 left. 25 right. 26. Read back all runway assignments, and hold short instructions. All VFR departures, contact clearance delivery.
So we got information Delta. We're taking off 25 left or right. Alright, that's cool. Not a problem. As usual with Pilotedge, let me just call up for clearance real quick. Make sure that whatever we filed is going to be available. Gotta get them on frequency here. The delivery for Phoenix is 118.1. Let's go ahead and dial in 118.1 real quick. 118.1. And then we can start board the passengers and cargo on this plane. Alright, here we go. 118.1. Listen for a little bit. Make sure that we have controller on. I think we're logged in. Pilotedge, yeah, we are connected. Hold on. Advanced menu. Fuel, onboard, audio config, other. Oh, they changed this page up. Look at that. I didn't know that.
American 225, Oakland Center, climb and maintain flight level 340.
They completely change this up. I haven't seen this before. Okay, not a problem. What's on page 2 over here? Applause off. Okay, let's go back to page 1.
Number 505 Alpha Whiskey, Salt Lake Center.
Okay.
Cross Spain at maintain 16,000. Salt Lake City altimeter 2976.
Yeah, this is all new, man. Volume controls. Man, I have to reset all this stuff. Wow, I don't even know what's on now when it's off. EQ. Oh, okay. This is new. Looks like they changed up the F mod. I haven't even looked at this yet. Alright, passenger boarding on, passenger chatter on. Airport, let's make it large airport for noise. Mute trim wheel off, analog gyro on. We want to hear that. Page 2, mute FMC off, passengers applaud. Let's keep that on. Alright, awesome. Okay. That's the audio config page. The volume, see what it is for now. Leave it where it is, everything at 5, if that's what they're recommending. All the F modems will leave at 5. This is new, man. I haven't seen this before.
Brandon 589 approved as requested, call me back.
EQ we don't need. Alright, so let's go back. Okay, so announcements and boarding. Okay, and we can start that. Alright, let's start up the boarding process. Make sure the door is open. Yep, very good. And we can start loading the cargo. I think the cargo's got good sounds on this too. Start that up.
November 505 Alpha Whiskey Runner.
Oh, congrats, FSX Dreamliner, man. You said you bought the the flight factor. Oh, you're in for a world of fun with that aircraft. Just so much to learn, man, and enjoy it. Yeah, I got the cabin for the Zibo too, and we're gonna tour that a little bit since we are on the Southwest livery. We're gonna tour the cabin here. All right, let me call up clearance delivery here and get our clearance. Good afternoon, Salt Lake clearance, Southwest 2806, requesting IFR clearance to John Wayne, and that is actually Phoenix clearance, requesting IFR clearance to John Wayne.
Southwest 2806, Phoenix clearance, clear to the John Wayne Airport is 06, departure harbor, transition that is filed, climb via the SID, squawk 1534.
Clear to John Wayne is a 6 departure, harbor transition as file climb with SID squawk 1534, Southwest 2806.
Southwest 2806, read back correct.
Wow, that was an easy clearance. 1534, punch that in here. 1534. And that's the cargo sounds there. Good. 1534 is good. Let's board the passengers. So we got our clearance. We're good to go. We can start boarding. Here we go. So audio config, other config, boarding announcements are good to go. And wait and fuel is right there. All right. Good to go. All right. Check one more thing on the audio config here.
Once you make your way towards the back of the aircraft, look to your left and right and see an open seat. That's your seat. Once you find that seat that's split, please try to step out of that main aisle so that passengers behind you can get by, as well as exit our departure and get us on our way.
Nice. Yeah, simple flight plan. That was a quick clearance. I like that. As far as the comparison between VATSIM and Pilotedge, VATSIM is nice. You get lots of traffic on VATSIM, and it's free. The only thing is that you don't know when there's going to be coverage unless there's an event. So it's kind of hit and miss as far as coverage is concerned. But it's nice. It covers the whole world, and it's good to go.
And a 589 rudder.
Pilotedge, on the other hand, it's a paid service. Does cost some money, but you're guaranteed to get ATC maybe every day of the year except for 3 days. I think Christmas, New Year's, and another day. And it operates on a particular schedule, so you know when you're going to be on, when you're going to be off, and you have coverage. Drawback is that it costs money and it only covers the western United States right now, but it's a more professional service. If you're training for a real world license, this is a good place to train and practice your talking on and stuff. So it's good. I like it. It's good to have. But yeah, that's the difference between VATSIM and Pilotedge. But flight plan. First waypoint is going to be harbor. HRRBR. Wow. HRRBR, I guess is harbor. And then the next waypoint is going to be EMLD. EMLLD. We'll activate that. But the departure out of here, it's going to be either 26 right or 26 left. And the ISO 6. So basically, based on where we are in the field, I'm assuming that we're going to get 25 right. I'm sorry, I think we're going to be getting 25 right on the ISO 6. ISO 6, 25 right. And we can execute that. And harbor transition. There we go. And the arrival into John Wayne, file it on SimBrief, is the Disney 3. There it is. EMLD transition. And normally, to run landing in John Wayne, you're going to be getting runway, what's that? 20 right, yeah. That's the one that Harrison Ford almost ran into a 737 on. Where are you? ILS 20 right, there we go. Good. That's it. Execute that. We're good to go. I'm telling you, man, setting up the FMC on a Boeing versus setting up the FMC on an Airbus is like night and day. One's kindergarten and one is Ivy League college. Really and truly. That's how much difference it is. We just set up the FMC real quick right there, you know. Everything else is what it is on this airplane. So, but we gotta get weight and fuel on board this thing. And right now it's saying that our fuel is gonna be 14.9. And let's go back to menu. Advance fuel 14.9. It's a short flight. These are all in pounds. Our payload today is going to be 32.5. And our takeoff weight is going to be 138.7. which lines up with what we have here as our takeoff weight. Perfect. So we are good to go. And the CG is 24%. We're good on the CG, no shift. Alright, so that is all set. And so we can go to init ref, punch in the 0 fuel weight. Reserves for this flight is going to be, what is it? Reserves. It's going to be 2.2. Cost index 20. All this stuff is determined by SimBrief, guys, so just punch it up into SimBrief and you're good to go. We're flight level 360. And with our weight, we can only go to 368, so we're good to go. Alright. We're going to put in the winds for the top of climb wind speed. Is going to be 271 at 084, 271 at 084. And the outside temperature is going to be minus 57 Fahrenheit.
Southwest 6253,
altitude
pushback
18,000
to Delta
feet.
1, ready for taxi
good.
with Delta.
Outside air temperature is 21, and we can bump this to 30. See if that works. Good to go. And derate this takeoff to 94.7. Derate 1, that's good. Flap 5 takeoff.
6250.
CG
3
set.
fixed ground, runway
And
25.
135,
right,
136,
via
144.
Delta 12 Echo.
35, 36, 44.
25 right via Delta 12 Echo, Southwest
Alright,
6253.
144. So I'm going to set my climb out speed 144 plus 15 is 159? Yeah, that's my climb out speed. Good to go. Alright, we're set. And let's just step through the flight plan here real quick, make sure that whatever we put in here is going to work. Go to plan mode, and it's a straight off takeoff out to the west, and just step through 25 rights takeoff, Keens, ISO, ML'd all the way down to South Cal, and we're going to get vectors into the 20 right ILS. We're good. Plan looks nice. I like it. Alright, we're good to go. And one more thing that we got to put in here is the altimeter setting based on the ATIS. The altimeter was 29087. Let's put that over here. Alright, good to go. Yeah, the Boeing FMC is way easy than the Airbus FMC. Yeah, not the other way around. Boeing is way easier than Airbus. Airbus is way more particular, you know. But hey, that's what it is. Graphics card, FXX Dreamliner. I'm using a 1050 Ti, believe it or not. 4 gigabytes of memory. It's only a 1050 that I'm using to stream and fly with, you know. But it's been good to me so far, so not worried about it. Alright, fuel is set. Boarding is done.
Remember 5 Alpha Whiskey, contact Salt Lake approach 128.
Let me just look at the departure here and see what the heading and altitude is for this departure, because I need to climb via the SID. And if you're taking off on the 25s, you're climbing at 258 degrees, then direct Keens. Okay. So 258. Sweet.
Remember 5.
And then
5
the
Alpha
top
Whiskey, Salt
altitude
Lake
on
approach.
the SID,
Roger.
you are
Expect
cleared up to 8,000 feet. Good. So we're going to need to clearance anything above 8,000.
Expect the LDA DME runway 35 approach.
All right. So we got our
After
speed in,
Spain,
we got our head in, and we got
send
our
and
altitude
maintain
in. So that means
11,000
this
solid
panel is set
altimeter.
up and we're good to go.
2
We can turn on the auto brake to RTO. Also, let's turn on the APU. We're going to need that. Fuel pumps can come on. And let's start up the APU. We're going to need that to start up the engines and push back out of here. Should see the low pressure light coming on. Good to go. So that's the APU starting up. And with this F-mod, you should be able to hear the clicking of the igniters once the door gets open for the APU. You should hear it start kicking up here. There he goes.
Number 5 Alpha Whiskey, I did.
Yeah, Airbus. Yeah, it is easy to start up the Airbus
from
once you
helmet.
get the FMC or the MCDU programmed. Definitely easier to start up. You know. So I guess they both got their give and take with it.
Remember 505 Alpha Whiskey after Spain, proceed
Alright.
direct helmet.
APU is
And
not
so
ready yet.
maintain 11.
EGT's coming
11,000.
down on it. Once the EGT settles, then we're going to have the APU available. And then we can call for the pushback, sit out in the passengers, and we're good to go. There's the APU. Switch it over to APU gen, turn on the bleeds, and let's let the altitude climb out is going to be 36,000 feet. There we go, 36,000. And then the cabin altitude, cabin temperature is stable right now. We're going to leave it at that and cool it off just a little bit. Yeah. All right, cabin altitude is stable. We're good to go. All right, let's sit them down.
Oakland clearance, Surf Air 141, IFR, Santa Barbara.
Last aircraft calling Oakland clearance. Say call sign.
Surf Air 141.
Surf Air 141.
And let's call it
Oakland clearance on request.
All right, let's call it better pushback and get out of here. That wasn't too bad.
Please show me where you want to go.
All right, yep, we're gonna push back there and then pull forward a tad so we don't jet engine blast anybody at the terminal building. So that's good. That's gonna be our pushback. Kind of a slick pushback there.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
All right, since the doors are closed, let's turn on the anti-collision so we can get started and turn on the transponder. Squawk. Oh, Charlie. There we go.
Flight attendants prepare for departure, ground check and all call, thank you.
Awesome. There we go. Yeah, guys, if you're just joining me, I'm leaving out of Phoenix today, Arizona, going over to John Wayne, down in SoCal. This airport is a freeway airport, by the way.
Phoenix Tower,
By Mr. Rex.
6253, ready to go at
And it's a
25
beautifully
right.
done airport.
So the 6253
Really,
Phoenix
really
Tower
beautiful.
running 25 right, quiver takeoff.
We got this
Wind
guy leaving right here.
26013.
25 right. He's over here.
Clear for takeoff 25 right, Southwest 6253.
Yeah, he's taking off. Another
Okay,
Southwest.
all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Yeah. All right, go ahead and connect, my friend. I am waiting on you. We should see that other Southwest rolling down the runway here at some point. Yeah, I'll show you the cabin temperature here in a second. Give me a minute.
Surf Air 141, it'll just be another minute.
Doors.
Oh, where's the other Southwest? Oh, he's just lining up to take off.
Tow connected and bypass pin and service. Release parking brake.
All right, we're gonna release the parking brake.
Starting pushback. And you may start engine.
And here goes our pushback.
Remember 505 Alpha Whiskey cross helmet at or above 11,000. Clear on 35 approach.
And here goes the Southwest on the roll. There you go. That's beautiful. Look at it. Nice. See, this is what Pilotedge gives you. Good model matching, and every airplane is touching the ground, which is good. All right. Let's turn off the packs.
Surf Air 141.
Packs are off.
Oakland
And
is
we
actually
can go ahead and
running,
Start engine number 2
I guess,
to ground.
E-stops right now.
Start valve is open,
Are you able to
and then
accept
we have N2
departure off
rotation.
of the
There you go. For the
10s
cabin
with
temperature,
the current
if you
wind
go
or
up here,
for 2X
right here,
obviously?
it says air temp. If you turn it to the left, that's the trim air.
Oh, we can go for a different
Forward
departure.
cabin, passenger
Surf
cabin,
41.
aft cabin.
The
And
winds
that's
are
how you
220
test the
at
temperature right
17,
there.
so I mean
It's at
they are
21
technically
degrees C
favoring
right
the
now, which
2H,
is
but
good.
Oakland is in E-stops right now, so.
And we can give it some fuel, 25%. There we go.
If it's alright with you, we'll just go off the 28 if that works. Surf 141.
Alright, and we got starter
Surfair
cutout on engine number
141.
2. Let's start up engine number 1.
Clear to the Santa Barbara Airport, solid 5 departure. Solid, then is
And
filed.
we got rotation, we got start valve open.
Maintain 10,000.
Alright, and then we got
Departure
about
frequency
22,
135.1 with
23%
NorCal,
N1,
squawk
N2. We'll give it
5551.
some gas.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
And we can set
Clear
the
to
parking
Santa
brake
Barbara,
here.
solid 5 and solid.
And we can give some
Connecting
gas.
tow.
10,000,
Stand by.
135.1 and
Funnily
55.1
enough,
in
the
squawk.
737 MAX now have a
Surfair
different
141,
start
Quebec correct.
thing. It doesn't have the
Southwest
start switches up here at
6253,
all,
contact departure.
and you don't have to give it gas.
Southwest 6253
Let's
over
see,
to depart.
starter cutout. It have two toggle switches just like the Airbus to start the 737 MAX now. So that's Boeing coming into the future a little bit there. You know, it's pretty cool. All right, engines have settled down, and so we got 2 good engine
Southwest
starts.
6253, Phoenix departure, radar contact. Climb and maintain flight level 210.
Transfer bus over to engine power. Bring on the window heat. Turn off the APU bleed. Bring on the engine bleeds, and bring the packs on, so we don't get a dual bleed situation here.
Hose disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Thank you, sir. And we can go to continuous on the switches, and we can kill the APU. There we go. APU is going to shut down here in a sec. RTU is good. Let's go to flap 5 takeoff. 1, 2, 5. Make sure our flaps are coming out. And flaps are coming out nicely. Good to go. Alright, and we can switch over to the flight control. So when we do our flight control check, we're all set to go. Alright. Overhead, we got to turn on the yaw damper since everything is started up and ready. And if you wanted to test generator 1 on the engine, that's good. APU gen is off, and gen 2 is good. So you know there's no ground power, but there's standby power always. Alright, so we got all our overhead cleared and ready to go. And we got our trim set was 3.4. There we go. That's the trim. And we can do our flight control check right here. Left, right, down, up, rudder.
Captain Monterey Ground, November
Good to go.
210 Whiskey.
Alright, so flight control checks are good. We can go ahead and turn off the system window here.
Southwest side.
Alright.
I'd like to just do VFR pattern work.
Good
ready to
start, good
taxi
startup.
Information Hotel.
And everything is configured. We can do a recall, nothing on the overhead here. And we can turn on our taxi light
Over
and start our taxi.
202 Whiskey, Monterey Ground, runway 10 right.
Let's see what
taxi Alpha.
spot this is, and also look
10
up
right and
the
Alpha 02 Whiskey.
ground for Phoenix. Alright, let's see, Phoenix ground. See, this plane is rolling by itself. That's beautiful. The IXC does that too, just with a little bit of throttle. Alright, we're on the south side, 132.55, and we are at spot 4. Alright, let's hold short here, 132.55, and call up for taxi clearance. And we did say we have information Delta, that's what we're going to need. And let's also just put in the tower real quick too while we're at it. The tower is going to be 120.9. Have that on standby, ready to go. There we go. Alright, information Delta. Alright. Phoenix ground, Southwest 2806 with Delta, spot 4, ready for taxi.
So that's 2806 Phoenix ground from 825 right, taxi via Delta 11 Echo.
25 right via Delta 11 Echo, Southwest 2806. Alright, we got our clearance to get out of here. And we got no traffic on the left, none on the right. And we're going to make a left on Delta 11 to Echo.
Southwest 6253, contact Oakland Center, correction, Albuquerque Center.
And this is Delta 11 here, Echo taxiway is coming up. Man, this thing is rolling sweet. I'm not giving it any gas and it's just rolling. I like this airplane. I like it a lot. Good deal. And the runway is right up there, so it's going to be a very short taxi.
Local ground, Surfair 141 northeast ramp taxi.
Let's turn on our flight directors. We're going to need that. Definitely. LNAV and VLAV can come on for guidance.
Center, climb and maintain flight level
And then
320.
we'll arm the auto throttle once we get on the runway. This is a very beautiful modeled airplane. Look at the SkyTrain going over
Surfair
the taxiway.
141 on ground, runway 28 right, taxi via Charlie
This is
Bravo.
Mr. X Freeware, Phoenix.
Charlie Bravo 28 right for 141.
And this is just a tiny part of the runway, man. He modeled all the terminal, all the gates. Look at that. Can't beat that, man. Nice. That's why I support Mr. X. Sceneries are always nice. Alright.
Monterey traffic, Skyhawk 210.
We are ready to go. Let's sit down the cabin attendants.
Flight attendants prepare for takeoff, please.
Over 2102 Whiskey, Monterey Tower.
Yeah, let's hold short here.
Make rate close.
Switch over
Traffic.
to tower.
Runway
And
28 right, clear for takeoff. Report midfield each
let
time.
him know. And it's also dialing the departure.
Okay, and we're going to be taking off runway 10 right.
Tower is
10 right or
120.9.
0
What's going to
Number
be the
2102
departure?
Whiskey. My mistake, correction. Runway 10 right. Clear for
One
takeoff.
second
Make rate
here.
close traffic.
Okay, thanks. We're going to take off 10 right,
Alright.
close traffic.
The departure
and,
frequency
if able, we'd like to request 10 left
is
for pattern work.
126.8. Okay, let's dial that in. 126.8.
November 02 Whiskey.
This controller
Okay,
sounds
we get left
relaxed,
close
man.
traffic
He
then.
sounds
Then
like
you
he's
can
just
expect
chilling.
10 left then.
A lot of
Okay,
other
great,
guys are
thanks.
really
We're going
hyped
to
up.
take off 10 right for closed left traffic, 10 left, 0 Whiskey.
Alright, let's go. Phoenix Tower, Southwest 2806, ready to go runway 25 right.
Southwest 2806 Phoenix Tower, runway 25 right. Clear for takeoff. Wind 26013.
25 right, clear for takeoff, Southwest 2806. Alright, so we got almost a headwind. Let's turn on all the lights here. Turn off lights can come on, retractable lights, taxi lights to bright. And we can start a clock too, why not? Yeah, start a clock. And then we can go ahead and arm the auto throttle. And point this bad boy down the runway and get out of here. Yep, look at the windsock when you enter the runway, so it's pretty much a slight cross-ish wind, really. Nothing to reach home about, so it should be fairly easy takeoff. Alright, here we go. Let's spool up these engines to 40%. Alright, engine stable. N1. Airspeed's alive.
Open tower, Surfer 141 at 28 right, ready for departure.
80 knots.
Checked. Throttle hold.
Medevac 5 Alpha Whiskey, contact Salt Lake Tower 118.3.
V1, rotate.
Rotate.
Surfair
Nice and easy.
141 Oakland Tower,
There we go.
wind 22017, runway 28 right, clear for takeoff.
Positive rate.
Clear for takeoff through 8 right,
Gears
Surfer
coming up.
141.
Awesome. And we just follow the flight directors out of here.
Salt Lake Tower, Medevac 5 Alpha
Let's put
Whiskey.
some trim in
5
there.
5 Alpha Whiskey,
Good to go.
RNAV 35, approach.
Southwest 2806, contact departure.
Over to departure, Southwest 2806.
1000.
Alright. And we need to go
Medevac
to
505
departure
Alpha
here.
Whiskey, Salt Lake Tower, runway 35, clear to land, wind 270 at 6.
Alright, climb speed good. We're following the flight directors that we climb out of Phoenix. Phoenix departure, Southwest 2806, 3000 for 8000 is 06.
Southwest 2806, Phoenix departure, radar
Flap
contact,
one.
climb and maintain flight level 210.
Flight level 210, Southwest 2806. Alright, up to 210. Good. And then flap can come up. Good to go. As we're still climbing on autopilot. This is nice. Nice climb out. Nice and easy. Alright, let's pay attention to flying here. Get the nose up a little bit as the flaps coming in. There it is. Trim out the airplane. Good to go. Oh, this hand flies
Number
nicely.
2102 Whiskey Monterey Tower, runway 10 left, clear for the option, wind 170
There she goes. Out of Phoenix. Alright, put the nose down a little bit and speed up the airplane.
Clear for 141, contact NorCal departure.
Alright, try to hand fly this thing up to 10,000 feet and then we'll hand it over to the autopilot. But so far so good. Just slight inputs of trim, keeping it straight, keeping it steady. Beautiful mountains out of here, man.
Clear for 141 NorCal departure, radar contact, climb and maintain 17,000, 17,000.
Try to keep 250 knots on this. Let's do here.
American 225, contact Seattle,
terrain radar.
135.15. American 225, 135.15.
Yeah, this is nice. Definitely nice coming out of here. Oh, we got some turbulence going out. Look at it. A little bit of wing flex. As we go through the first layer of clouds. This is nice. Alright, coming up on almost 10,000 here. Let's bring in the autopilot. Command 1 is good. Hand it over to the airplane.
I'm sorry.
Everything is already nicely trimmed.
That's all I caught. It was blocked.
And so aircraft is going to go ahead and speed up above 10,000 to a climb speed of 270 knots. That's brilliant. And we can bring off these lights.
I heard something about a flight engineer. That was it, though. But I was talking to someone else. So I thought I'd block somebody.
Turn off the continuous switches. And immediately go ahead and check the cabin altitude. How we didn't put on strobe lights, we didn't. But cabin altitude is going up. It's climbing right here. And it's pressurizing. We're already at 3,000 foot cabin altitude. That's good. Now we can check to make sure that the packs are on and bleed air is on. Temperature is good. Alright. We can also turn off the gears. And auto brakes can go to off. So that means the aircraft is cleaned up. We are on the SID. We are cleared up to 21,000 feet, which is awesome. Heading to Keens. And we can breathe a little now. Nice takeoff. There we go.
Southwest 2806, contact Albuquerque Center 134.32.
134.32. Good day, Southwest 2806. 134.32. Yeah, flying on Pilotedge or with ATC just keeps you busy. Center Southwest 2806, 16,000 for flight level 210.
Southwest 2806, Albuquerque Center, roger. Climb and maintain flight level 360.
Flight level 360, Southwest 2806. Alright, so we got clearance up to our full altitude, 360. Nice, we're good to go. And let's watch the climb out from here. Yeah, what's nice about flying after a while, you kind of get bored. Hold on, coming up on transition altitude. We can go to standard, 18,000 feet, we're set. Yeah, you can kind of get bored just flying by yourself. You know, you kind of know the airplane now, you kind of know your routes and stuff. When you add ATC in the mix, man, it just gives you that extra level of
6253
busyness,
contact LA Center,
that extra level of
133.55,
pressure,
so long.
that extra level of
LA
excitement,
Center
and
133.55.
it's really good
Bye-bye.
to keep your interest in the airplane. So you got to listen to the ATC while you're flying. You got to manage the aircraft, and that's why I have Pilotedge, you know, versus VATSIM. VATSIM I love. I do all the events, or try to, but because Pilotedge is kind of guaranteed, I always fly them with them. It's called your immersion level just goes up to 90 with Pilotedge, so that's a good deal. As we're climbing out here over the desert, really. Here we go. All sand out here, man. And you hear those engines climbing up. And that's what's so good about the F-mod sounds. You can hear the engines really climbing up for you. Alright. So flight plan is good. We're coming up to Izzo. Izzo is the last leg of the SID. And let's increase the range on this thing here so we can see what's going on. Can't wait for them to finish with the radar and stuff on the right side, and also finish the FMC over here on the right side. That's gonna be nice.
Okay, correct. Now, Skyhawk 02 Whiskey runway 10 left.
Yeah, complete different bird than Airbus, and just different in every way. Looking, flying, programming, you name it, it's all different. But it's still all fun.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a passenger Escobar. Passenger Escobar. This is in regards to a special meal. Would you please identify yourself to a flight attendant? Passenger Escobar, please.
Wow. Did you guys hear that announcement? That's a new one. I guess it's got different soundtracks for the F-mod sounds for the cabin. But they were looking for Passenger Escobar for a special meal. That's interesting. It's actually pretty rather cool. I've heard that one before. Yeah, this F-mod is a thing of beauty. It really is. It has raised the bar and raised the level on just simming in general, man. I like that.
1 Julie Golf Denver clearance. Good evening, clearance on request, standby.
Alright, once we get to the top of the climb, I'll see what our cruising is going to be and what's going to look like.
Number 701 Golf Tango, Monterey
Set
clearance,
up
clearance on request,
for
standby.
landing on 20 right. Good to go.
Airfare 141 contact.
Passenger Escobar's got a vegan meal.
120.905.
Vegan power. Wow. That's nice. Yeah, I didn't look at the F-mod since I updated it. I didn't know the settings and stuff has changed in it, or the layout of it. I guess Zibo did some more work. This guy's brilliant, man. The way he does his stuff is just brilliant, really.
Airfare 141 NorCal departure,
Here
Roger,
she goes.
Modesto, altimeter 29905. Flying 1 Juliet Golf clearance available, advise ready to copy. Flying 1 Juliet Golf clear to Aspen Airport, Connor Ford departure, red table transition direct. Climb via the SID, except maintain 10,000, squawk 6643.
Nice. Yeah, cabin temperature. Oh yeah, okay. Cabin temperature. Overhead
Flying 1
panel.
Juliet Golf, read back correct.
Here's your cabin pressurization system here. So you have the, if you bleed and stuff, you know that. But right above it, if you look at this panel, you have 3 switches. You have the forward cabin, the aft cabin. Not sure what the control cabin is, probably flight deck. And if you leave it in the middle, it should be auto for the temperature, but I like to cool it down just a little bit here. If you look here,
Number 1 Golf Tango clearance available,
at
advise ready
this
to copy.
switch. Let me come over here somewhere.
One
Hold
Golf
on a
Tango clear
second. Here
to
we
Santa
go.
Barbara Airport,
It says
407,
temperature.
departure,
It's in
vector
Celsius.
big serve VOR,
So right now it's going to be at 22 degrees C.
departure frequency 121.3,
You have the supply duct and forward shows you the temperature of the supply duct and the different cabins. Forward cabin, aft cabin, and a pack temperature. So that's it. That's how you check the cabin temperature. It is modeled and it does work. Same thing with the IXCG, same thing with the flight factor, so it does work. But I always, a lot of people don't pay attention to it,
clear to land runway
but I always pay attention to it, just enhance that immersion a little bit better. In the flight factor 7.5 and 7.6, if you set certain configurations to real, you'll have the cabin attendant call you up and say, "Sir, the cabin is too cold," or "the cabin is too hot," or whatever. So you got to adjust the temperature. I think the jar design does it too. And then he will come back and be sarcastic and tell you that the passengers are frozen to death. So you have to monitor that on those airplanes also. But it does work. Also, the windshield heat on this airplane works for certain. The last time I forgot to turn it on, got above like 12,000 feet, and all of a sudden it started fogging up. So I was going to go check, and after turning back on, it took a good like 3 to 5 minutes for it to clear up. So they did model that nicely on this airplane. Hey, what's going on, Basti? Yeah, I don't think he modeled any non-normal. I think whatever failure he's going to get with this is what you can set in X-plane failures. That's all I think you can set for it. So. Yeah, I think what Zibo said is that he's using, let's see if I get this correct. I forgot the terminology used, but he's not using any external software to develop this airplane. He's using everything X-plane to develop this FMC and everything in the plane itself. Reason being that he doesn't want to maintain anything else, and if Laminar changes any kind of X-plane setting or whatever, this plane will still be compatible. So he's not programming anything outside of X-plane itself.
Southwest 2806, contact LA Center 133.55, solo.
LA Center 133.55, good day. 133.55. We're already over in LA Center. Really short flights. 13355. Okay, we're at cruise altitude. LA Center, Southwest 2806, flight level 360.
Southwest 2806, LA Center, good evening.
And we can turn off the fast seatbelt signs because we are at cruise altitude. Passengers can get up, and it will make the announcements for that. I don't like this announcement sound set. Other airlines have better ones. I'll use those next time. Alright, let's check our cruise. We got 100 miles to go before top of drop. That's not too far. 2232 Zulu. So we got about 10 minutes before we start descending. I guess I did say it was a short flight. That's good. Short and sweet. Keep it spicy. And so if we got 10 minutes to go, man, look at the ortho out here. That's just beautiful. I'll probably look up the ATIS John Wayne here in a sec, see what's going on. All ZL15 ortho, guys. That's the good thing about this stuff, man. This is not ZL18 or 19 or 17 because those take up lots of hard drive space. It's almost like every level you go down, it takes up half the amount of space of the previous one. And from cruise altitude, you can't beat that. You really can't beat it. It's really nice. I gotta get a different livery for this. This livery's got a flaw in it. I'm not sure if anybody can spot what the flaw is. It's pretty, it's nicely done, but there's one flaw in this livery. And what it was is that they painted the livery over the default American livery. And if you look in the side of the airplane, you can barely see American written right here with the stripe. It's not really noticeable. And the tail number written on that. That's the only thing about it. But there's new liveries out there, I think, that you can get. That's nicely done. But other than that, it's a beautiful livery, man, for this airplane. And just look at that ortho scenery. Golly. That's out there in the deserts, man. That is nice. Here goes the turn. Here she goes. Hey, what's going on, Max? Thanks for joining me, man. Yeah, that American stuff. I'm gonna look for new liveries for this stuff. I haven't looked for it any recently, so. Even that wing flex is perfect, the way it's just curved up. I've sat on Southwest so many times looking out the window, and it amazes me how that wing just curves upwards when you look at it from the cabin. It just goes up in the air. It's really amazing what they did with this. Hey Max, alright, I'm gonna check out your channel, man. No problem. As soon as I'm done here, I'll probably just check out your channel and sub to it also. Oh, you got a fix. Even better. Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna sub your channel, Max. I appreciate the input on this, definitely. I'm gonna sub it and like it and fix it. Thanks a lot. And almost forgot the cabin. Got the Southwest livery, got the Southwest cabin. Yeah, they did a nice job on this. I've seen Ryanair cabins. I've seen cabins for almost all the airplanes. They're nicely done. This cabin is nice too.
751 Lima uniform radar contact 9
That's the old Southwest seats.
BOR, the Camry altimeter 2.
You look at the lighting reflection off the cabin, off the lights. Yeah, that's beautiful. Oh, cockpit door is still open. Go ahead and close that. It's got the old Southwest heart on the bulkhead here. Now they have a new heart on there. And this is my nice little legroom seat. We get the bulkhead. Now it doesn't have this much room, but something similar to that. So that's pretty cool. And go up here back to the cabin, cockpit, and lock the door behind me. And let's lock this door. There you go. I will definitely be violating FAA rules having that door open during flight. Alright, let me check out the ATIS real quick and see what's going to be in John Wayne.
8. Use caution for bird activity in the vicinity of the airport. Read back all runway assignments, and hold short instructions. All VFR departures, contact clearance delivery with your aircraft type, initial heading, and requested cruise altitude. Operate transponder with mode C on all taxiways and runways. Advise on initial contact you have Sierra. John Wayne Airport information Sierra. 0153 Zulu. Wind, 210 at 9er. Visibility 10. Few clouds at 6,000. Few clouds at 25,000. Temperature 14. Dew point 6. Altimeter 3001. Visual
Southwest
approach runway 20
6253,
left,
contact
20
LA Center
right, in use.
128.6.
Departing runway 20
LA
left,
Center 128.6.
20
Southwest
right.
6253.
Use caution for bird activity in the vicinity of the airport. Read back all runway assignments, and hold
All
short
right.
instructions. All VFR
We got information Sierra. Awesome. Alright, so we got the weather. Since we're going to be descending soon, let us go ahead and set up the descent here. Flap landing, we're going to do flat 40. Short runway. 4136. And it looks like the ILS for 20 right is 111.75.
Southwest 6253, LA Center,
Let's
Roger,
punch
Lambert,
that in,
altimeter 3006.
111.75. And then the course
Southwest
is
2806, descend via the Disney 3 arrival.
and Southwest 2806 descend by the Disney 3 arrival. Alright, let's just finish this real quick and see what it says. Course is 196. I'm going to verify that with the charts just to make sure. And 196 is correct. So Zibo did correct the course. The course was off by 2 degrees before. So let's go 196 on the course. And we have the ILS frequency already set, which is good. So we know we're landing flat 40 at 140, call it. For 4140, we have the course and we have the ILS frequency. We're going to go auto brake 2. It's a short runway. That should be good enough. And then we're going to be descending by the Disney arrival. So our top of descent is coming up in about 45 miles, about 50 miles. There we go. 20, 40, no, 60 miles top of descent. Now we have the clearance to descend via the Disney 2, which is our arrival. So we're going to start dialing some altitude here on the arrival charts via the Disney 2, with which Doro Chopper back. We're going to punch in flight level 210 for brick. We're going to start with that. Okay. Alright, flight level 210. So, unlike the Airbus, once you punch in the flight level that you want for the descent, it will just do it automatically. Airbus, you actually have to tell it if you want to do a managed descent or a open descent by pressing the altitude button. But this will just follow your instructions right away. We can also do a recall check, make sure there's no thing active, and then the land altitude, we'll set it to 50 feet because we're a little bit below that on the airport runway. And for John Wayne, 196. Actually, we'll take that back. It's actually 196 feet. So make it 200 feet for the landed altitude. Perfect. So we are set up for the descent. We're going to follow the VNAV path, put it in VNAV descent. And we are also set up for the landing speed. Everything is checked out. And yeah, I know I don't use a checklist, but hey. Are these solar panels out here in real life? Interesting. Probably. Here's a little airport off to my left. That's pretty cool. Beautiful day though. Nice clouds for X Enviro. I like that. Touchdown feet per minute in the 737-3. I would say anything below 250 feet per minute, I think. Anything below that, I think you can go up to, like, the structural integrity of the airplane can go up to maybe like 400 feet per minute, but that's really hard. But I don't do a landing rate plugin because most of my landing I just plan them. And it's really hard to gauge in the sim how to land it decently. once you learn it in real life, I was told it's much better because you have ground effects that comes into play, and even though X-Plane is good in modeling certain things, it still doesn't have that right. You can do the best you can. But I think maybe like 250 and below is a good feet per minute landing, John. But the flap speed, usually they say that flat 40 landing is not rare, but they prefer to use flat 30 landing because you get a faster speed. I guess the airplane's easier to control, I don't know. 40 is for short runways, so you have a slower speed, but slower reaction time. Alright, 35 more miles to go for top of descent. We should be there in a couple of minutes. And let's make our descent announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, we are just about to begin our descent, and I will be turning on the seatbelt signs shortly. So please return to your seats as soon as you can. Thank you.
There you go. I think this descent takes over some nice mountain into Southern California. That's what I like about it.
168 Juliet Charlie, connect Oakland Center, 127.45, connect.
2745, 8 Juliet Charlie, we'll see you.
Yeah, definitely landing in real life is much easier than in the sim, you know. But I heard that guys who fly in the sim have a much better time in real life once they get there, you know, with certain things, radio control, radio talking. Once they get the feel of a real airplane, they can adjust easily. But I guess X-Plane can't really model everything, huh? I guess maybe not. I just like this cabin, man. This cabin is nice. This cabin is real nice. It's nicely done. I mean, I just totally respect these guys who put their personal time into just making stuff like this for us to enjoy. You know, in addition to what we already pay for, we can enjoy a plane like this. And I think this plane has brought a lot of people over to X-Plane from FSX and P3D. Even though we don't have the PMDG level NG, from what I've seen on videos, this is fairly close. I've actually seen a real world pilot. There's a video on YouTube that he flew this airplane doing some procedures, and it's pretty, this is a pretty competent airplane, you know. There's of course missing things in the FMC, but you know, the guy Zibo is working with limited resources to make this stuff work. But it's got the hold. I did a hold one time, it followed the hold perfectly. We have Para aircraft that don't have holds, and this does, you know. But I can't say enough about it. That's why I continue to fly it. It's on par with a lot of Para airplanes, I can tell you that much. It's definitely on par with it. Alright, so for descent, airplane should slow down. Let's see, descent to 271 knots, and then starts pitching over. Didn't realize that we have a headwind, 79 knot, 80 knot headwind directly on us. But 31-minute flight time so far, that's not bad. We're going to be starting our descent soon. So you're saying that exceeding 240 feet per minute, I'd said 250. Okay, so 240 feet per minute is a firm landing. Wow. And confirm that 60 to 180 feet per minute would be the ideal firm value, whether landing is flown manual or auto land. Okay, good to know. I don't know if I can achieve anything below 180 in the sim at all. I think I had the landing rate plug-in at one point, and I gave up on it, man. I couldn't bother. I was planting these airplanes. And then the keep it simple landing can cause landing gear to shimmy and should be avoided. I got you. Interesting. Good to learn about these things. Alright, we got speeds coming down. 230 knots or Mach 0.71. And then the airplane is going to pitch over, follow the VNAV path. You should see that VNAV indicator bar pop up to the right there. There it is. Airplane pitches over, speeds down, and we are descending. Nice. And here goes our green banana that will tell us where we are. Listen to the engine sounds rumble on this plane when the throttle goes all the way back. This is nice. What lake is that out there? I always wondered why descent speed was so slow on the VNAV, but it's just for the airplane to manage the descent so it doesn't overspeed. Engine's on idle, descent slow. Oh, this is new. It's got the VREF already right here. VREF 136 plus 5 make it 141. That's pretty good. Awesome. From the ATIS that we have, you can dial in the altimeter 3001. Let's go ahead and do that. Set that up. Okay. We got our auto brake set, recall check, and we're descending. I'm going to bring on a fastest seatbelt sign early so I don't forget it. And you can also turn on your constraints here.
Southwest 6253
Data.
connects SoCal approach 124.3.
And it shows you all the different constraints at the different waypoints. Another handy tool too. So brick is above flight level 210. Road is flight level 190 or below. REA is 14,000 or below. And you can verify that right here. Nice. But it's a little too clutter for me to look at, so turn it off. But you can have everything there when you want to.
Southwest 6253 SoCal approach. Good evening. The Lindbergh altimeter 3006 at Lindy. You're cleared to localizer runway 27 approach.
Is that true, John? You landed at a normal airport all the time, so many times, you know, and then you land at Barksdale with an extra wide runway and mess with your depth perception? I can imagine. I can just imagine, you know, you build up a certain field of view when you're coming in, and that, you know, adjusts your height above the runway, your glide path angle and all that stuff, and then you get this huge giant concrete pavement or whatever that's extra wide, and you're like, oh, wait a minute. Wow. So you flirted way too hard and had a hard landing, a T-chart landing. Wow, man. So the wide runway made you think you were lower than you really were. Flared like 20 feet too high and bombed the landing. It's always the first time for everything. So do you have your PPL now, John, or are you going for it? Or you have your engine ratings yet? Cessna 150. Wow. That's really interesting. Yeah, down here in Florida, South Florida, we don't have any Air Force bases, only all the way down in Homestead. But we got a lot of small airports all the way around here for learning. And then we have the Everglades out to the west, where I can see people going out and doing their S-turns and stall maneuvers and things like that. And just in case they screw up, there's a swamp right below them. It's really nerve-wracking.
Surfer 141 LA Center, good evening. Santa Barbara altimeter 29907.
Alright, we can go ahead and reduce our altitude from 21,000 feet down to, let's see, can't see that. Let's get it down to 14,000. Yeah, I usually don't punch it all the way down to like 5,000. I usually step it down when I do these VNAV descents. But everything checks out. We're still on profile. Good. Man, yeah, that's a shame, John. Active duty and impossible to go to both college and keep up with my Air Force requirements. I guess you have to choose one, huh? That wouldn't be a choice I'd want to make at all. Definitely not. Yeah, I used to work in the airline way back in the day, a career ago, and was supposed to transition over and start flying, and never happened. A life came up on me and I did a totally different career, which I enjoy now, but flying was supposed to be my thing. That's why I'm so much into aviation stuff. Yeah, I want my PPL too. I've been thinking about it, but I want my PPL so I can fly private jets. I want to be like Premier One driver on YouTube, you know, just got your own private jet. You know. One of these days I'll get it. Alright, this scenery out here is beautiful. These are the two mountains you fly through when you're coming into Southern California for John Wayne, and I think for John Wayne. What city is that? We could see what airport is that. Airport. Oh, that's Palm Springs? No. Yeah, that's Palm Springs, KPSP. That is Palm Springs off to our left. I've flown in there before, in real world and in the sim. Did it one time in the sim. I need to do it again. It's a nice scenery and a nice approach. Come downwind all the way to the mountains, turn back and get vectored in. Yeah, I'm gonna do Palm Springs one of these days. That's nice. Yeah, definitely life happens, man. I can probably guarantee that a lot of us who do flight simming had wanted to fly in real life, but just never worked out for one reason or the other. You know, health reasons, medical reasons, career reasons, marriage reasons, kid reasons. You never know. Alright, might need a little bit of drag here. No, we're good. We're on profile. Coming through the path. There's the highway that goes through the mountains. Yeah, with orthophoto, you just raise your level of simming, I swear. I just keep looking out the window every time I fly, man. Just like real life. Yep, that's Palm Springs. Terminal is already modeled like that.
751 Lima Uniform Connect Santa Barbara approach 120.5.
Airplanes at the gate, GA Airport Tower, and a parking lot right there. That's nice. Scenery was loading there. Almost thought I had a sim crash.
Uniform Santa Barbara approach. Good evening, Nissan Yanez altimeter 3004. Southwest 6253, connect Lindbergh Tower 118.3.
Right through the path. Nice. Even the views
Southwest
over here are
2806, contact LA Center 126.35.
nice. Over to LA Center 126.35. Good day.
Surfair 141, descend at pilot's discretion, maintain 9,000.
LA Center, Southwest 2806, descending via the Disney 2 arrival, flight level 200.
Southwest 2806, LA Center, roger, John Wayne altimeter 3001.
Altimeter 3001 at John Wayne, Southwest 2806. We need a little bit of drag here. Come on, we can do it. Profile is low, speed's coming down, good, nice. And right through the path of these mountains. Beautiful. Alright, speed's good back on profile. Put away the speed brakes. Nice. Let's look at the first officer side. Mountains also. Sweet. Alright, got some heavy scenery load here. It's one thing in the sim, California's always frame intensive when you're coming in. I guess with all the mountains around. It just hogs your frames, man. Alright, coming up on transition altitude, it's already dialed in, we can punch it in here. 3001 is good as we continue our descent, and at some point we're going to go over to approach and get vectors in. There we go. Alright, we can dial in some more altitude. Let's see, bottom altitude is 8,000 or 7,600. Let's dial in 8,000 here. Well, we should be at 250 knots at 10,000 feet. But so far we're still on profile and we're good. Yeah, the scenery here, as I said, it's only ZL15 as you could tell. It's not as sharp, but it works for me. I want to say each tile on ZL15 you're looking at a gig to a gig and a half, which for ortho that's actually good. If you do around the airport, so you can set up the base tile to be ZL15, and then you can go to ZL 16, maybe 10 miles out, ZL17, 5 miles out, and the ZL18 around the airport. And that will add another couple of 6
SoCal
gig.
approach 135.4.
SoCal approach 135.4 today. Yeah, it's not bad. I mean,
Surfair 141 connects Santa Barbara approach.
you can get like a 4 terabyte hard drive and get the entire United States. We are on the Disney 3 with Sierra. SoCal approach, Southwest 2806, descending via the Disney 3 arrival with Sierra out of 15,000.
Southwest 2806, SoCal approach, John Wayne altimeter 3001.
John Wayne altimeter 3001, Southwest 2806.
Fair 141, Santa Barbara approach, roger, Santa Barbara altimeter 29997. Continue descent at your discretion, maintain 6,000.
Yeah, currently I only have most of the West Coast
expect
done,
visual approach runway 25. Just let me know if you have another
most of
request.
the East Coast done. So I have from Florida, from Key West all the way up to
Alright.
Boston, I think, done. Then I have all the way from Seattle. There's a gap, but from San Francisco down
Southwest
to San
2806,
Diego.
advise me at the John Wayne Weather and an approach request if you have one.
John Wayne Weather I do have on board, formation Sierra and 20 right requesting Southwest 2806.
Roger, expect 20 right. You want just looking for a visual?
Yeah, visual 20 right is fine. Southwest 2806.
Thanks, expect that.
I will expect a visual. Southwest 2806. Perfect. We can hand fly this thing on 20
For
right.
751 Lima uniform, advise me at the San Ynez Airport in
Yeah, I have most of the East and West Coast down, and that's only like 500 gigs of hard drive space. Middle America I don't have. I have Denver and a path over to San Fran. And I have from Phoenix over to South Cal. But Middle America I don't have done, and I probably don't need it because I
751
don't
Lima
do East
uniform.
Coast to
Yeah, no
West
problem
Coast
at all.
flights
Santa Barbara
at all.
Airport's at your 10 o'clock at 9 miles.
But at some point I'll probably do it when I have more hard drive space.
751 Lima uniform, Roger, stay with me for now. I'll have you over to the tower shortly.
Alright, here's a reservoir here. It's pretty nice. Why not a reservoir then? Here's an airport right by the reservoir. Look at that. Coming under the clouds. Nicely done. Yeah, I have a decent setup. This setup I have is not even close to what I see a lot of guys have. If you look at the graphics card, the 1050 Ti, it's considered a middle of the road card. It's not high end by any means, but what makes it good and decent is the 4 gigabytes of video memory. That's more important than the speed.
For 751 Lima
And I've
uniform,
checked my
connect
graphics
Santa Barbara
card on
Tower
these
19.7.
flights, and it's probably don't pass maybe 60 to 70% of the CPU power in the graphics card itself. CPU is important, but I only have a 3.2 gigahertz CPU. A lot of guys have like a 4.7. It is an i7 CPU that I have now, but I've tuned it and dialed in the different settings to get decent frames so I can fly. And then also streaming takes up some of that. And that's why I turned off the HDR rendering. And if I'm doing nighttime flights, I have to have the HDR rendering on, because those nighttime lighting is beautiful but takes up a lot of CPU. But if you're flying, man, just get the ortho sceneries. It's worth it. It's way better than just standard scenery.
342 Alpha Bravo,
Alright,
Las
what's
Vegas.
going on
departure.
here? Okay, so we're gonna make a
The
right,
altimeter
make
is
a left
29
here.
85.
Good. Speed should be dropping. Let me bring out some speed brakes just to get it down to the 250 knots, below 10. Alright, so we're on profile on speed. And we can turn on the fixed lights here for 10,000. Good to go. Bring back the speed brakes. Good. And also ding the flight attendants. Let them know that it's going to be Star Cockpit from now. We got traffic out here. Look. Somebody at 16,000
cancel altitude restriction hours and navigation.
above me, somebody at 3,400 above me. I'm sorry, 1,700 above, 3,300 below, and somebody behind them. Somebody was asking about traffic early on the forum. If it works, it does work. 3 airplanes right there.
25 Alpha Victor, SoCal departure, radar contact, climb and maintain 6,000.
Not sure if you can see them because you're about, what, 10 miles out? Yeah, it's too far to see them. Alright, now the speed restrictions to 220 knots. Speed's coming down nicely, still on profile. We'll keep doing this until we get vectors. And terrain radar works nicely.
1,000 to go.
1,000 to go, check. And he did say descend via, so 7,600 is the bottom altitude, so we can set that in here. Alright, and we'll get vectors from there. What would make my simming year if XEnviro 1.08 came out
Roger.
soon and it fixed all the issues that I have problems with, especially the weather radar. I would love that. If that happens, I'm good, man. I'm done. Alright, we should be able to see the sky. 3,000 feet below, off to the right. 1 o'clock. Let's look if I can see him. No, can't.
Number 701 Golf Tango Santa Barbara approach. Good evening. For now, use the San Luis altimeter. It's 3005.
3,400 below. Man, can't see the guy. Alright. Stop looking for traffic and fly the airplane.
Surfair 141. Depart the Gaviota VOR heading 130 vectors for the airport.
This thing is brilliant on the VNAV, man. VNAV is hiccup free so far. That's pretty good. I like that. Alright. Let's set these to continuous from now. For landing, we have the lights on already. And cabin has been alerted. Seatbelt sights already on. Got somebody 1,000 feet below. Off to our right. Probably somewhere over here. Probably a GA airplane. That's why we're not seeing them.
750 Whiskey Romeo SoCal departure, radar
and as
contact.
we come over
and
these hills here,
for the first approach.
We're going to make a right turn and then a left into John Wayne.
750 Whiskey Romeo, Roger, climb, maintain 3,000. Continue on that heading.
John Wayne's over here.
Southwest 2806, connect SoCal approach 128.1.
128.1, good day. SoCal approach, Southwest 2806, Disney 3 arrival, 7,600.
2806, SoCal approach, good evening, descend and maintain 5,000.
5,000, Southwest 2806. Alright, down to 5. And a V-speed then. Island about
750 Whiskey Romeo, turn right, heading 350.
And watch my speed.
750 Whiskey Romeo.
Bring the speed back to about 210.
Side, resume on navigation.
Alright, speed's coming back so I can bring the flaps out. I'll bring it to 200. There we go. So we got to slow down. We're in the terminal area, as a matter of fact. Let's get some drag going. I want to bring the speed back to 180. We're close to the airport at 195. What was our ILS again in it? 196. There we go. Perfect. And guys, by the way, if you're joining us for the first time, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Really appreciate it. You can guys get heads up of my videos that I post, or when I'm going to be flying, I'll always come on and let you guys know.
Confirm those heading 350, 750.
Alright, so speed's coming down. We're descending down to 5,000, and we can bring out flap 5.
750 Whiskey Romeo,
that will help us slow down and descent fast.
350, 750 Whiskey Romeo.
Southwest 2806, fly heading 280, descend and maintain 4,000.
Heading 280, 4,000, Southwest 2806.
Aircraft with the flight following request, say call sign only, please.
We're going down to 4,000.
7 Kilo Santa Barbara approach, thanks, squawk 7076.
And let's speed up the descent rate a little bit here. Yeah. Alright, so speed's on the control, flaps on the control. We need to make a left turn out. We're going to get the visual. He's going to turn us left into the airport.
Number 486 Juliet Golf SoCal departure, radar contact.
We got traffic. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, look at all the traffic in the area. Holy moly. Let's get the speed down. I guess get the airplane down so we can get the visual. We're coming in kind of close.
Southwest 2806, John Wayne Airport, coming up off your left wing, 10 miles.
And got the airport inside, Southwest 2806.
6, thanks, clear visual approach, runway 20 right.
Clear for the visual, 20 right, Southwest 2806.
Number 735, 7 Kilo radar contact, 13 Southwest Fellows VR.
Alright, I'm going to file the ILS for now.
In just a second.
And let's see, arm the VR lock, and then once we're
7
on
Kilo
it,
Bakersfield altimeter 2999.
we will take over the airplane and do the visual in. We're going to make a left turn out to Mookin right there. Let's do that.
6 Juliet Golf, I didn't already give it to you, climb maintain 6,000.
And that way we'll pick up the localizer, then we can pick up the glide slope, and then we can go make it a real visual. Now let's reduce the speed to our approach speed here. Let's get this airplane down. We are high right now, but we are clear for the visual, so I can go up to 3,000 feet. Let's do that. Alright, Vero lock is in. I doubt we're going to pick up the glide slope from here.
750 Whiskey Romeo, turn right.
There's the airport ahead of us.
Right, 030-750.
Okay,
Zero Whiskey Romeo, upon completion of this approach, you can execute the NIST approach procedure as published.
Execute the NIST as published on the go.
Alright, I did ask for a visual.
735,
See if we can visual the land.
135.5.
Autopilot off. Auto throttle off. Bring on the landing lights.
All the lights can come on. 135.5.
Ding the cabin. We are landing. Okay, my airplane. And I'm gonna bring the gear down to get some more drag. And back to our landing speed is gonna be 141. Okay, flaps gonna come out some more.
Surfair 141, descend and maintain 4,000.
And we are on profile. Good. Speed's coming down nicely. Set the bug here to 141, so we'll know that we are at the landing speed that we desire. There we go. Good. So our runway is on the right. Flap can come out some more. Alright, so speed brake is armed. Auto brake set. Gear down 3 greens.
For 735, 7 kilo LA center, Roger Baker, scale
And we're going to go flap 30, then flap 40. Airplane rise because the land came out, and we can go full flaps. Here we go. So we're at our VREF speed right now. Give it some gas. Trim out the airplane. A little bit high. Alright. We are landing.
Southwest 2806, connect John Wayne Tower 126.8.
126.8, good day. Oh jeez, I forgot about this. 6.8. I'm not
Southwest 2806, connect John Wayne Tower 126.8.
126.8, good day. Alright, I know I'm off the profile now. Oh, yep, I am. John Wayne Tower, Southwest 2806, visual 20, right.
Southwest 2806, John Wayne Tower, good evening, wind 2109, runway 20 right, clear to land.
20 right, clear to land, Southwest 2806. Almost forgot to program in the tower so I could just switch it over properly and not take my eye off of flying. That's why these airplanes have
1,000 feet,
2 pilots.
Mr. Approach altitude set.
Okay, perfect. Mr. Approach is set. We're back on the vertical profile. Slight wind. Good. Let's go back up. Yeah, I'm hitting the glide slope again. Give it some power. 1 right, 3 reds. Back on profile. Good. Those towers should not be in the way right there. Those little electrical towers. I'm going to set auto brake to not to max. Alright, still high.
300.
Still high, but we got this.
Take rate.
Yep.
100. Take rate. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Alright, reversers out. Nose coming down. Airplane slowing down. Reversers max. Auto brake kicking in. There we go. Slowing down nicely.
80 knots.
Checked. Alright. Turn off the auto brakes. Manual braking. Woo! Recovered that one. Jeez. Exit left. There you go. Perfect. Well, not perfect, but I'll take that. Alright. Clear the runway. Let's set the parking brake and clean up this airplane. Flaps can come up. Speed brake can come in. There goes the flaps. Bring in the slats. And call up tower. And tower, Southwest 2806, clear runway 20 left.
That's 2806, taxi ramp via Alpha, maintenance frequency, have a good night.
Ramp via Alpha, remain with you, Southwest 2806. Start in the APU, can come up, good.
And how was the ride coming down the final?
Ride was beautiful coming out of the final.
Roger, thanks.
And we can bring in the lights in. And leave the taxi lights on. And we're good to go. Alright. Let's taxi into the gate.
Tower, Surfer 41 on a left downwind for the visual 25.
Surfer 141,
off the terrain
tower,
radar, we
good.
don't need that. Reset the auto brakes.
Correction, 30010. 0.25, cleared line.
This is a Pairway airport, John Wayne, by the way. By, was it Butnaro, I think? Yeah. It's kind of frame heavy, though, this airport, but it's nicely done. The developer did say he's going to work on making this airport more frame rate friendly, I guess, because I mentioned it to him in a post. Alright guys, welcome to John Wayne. Welcome to John Wayne. This is a beautiful flight, I'll take it. As we do a Southwest taxi going 30 knots. Yeah, nice. Alright, we could stop the clock 1 hour, so I call it 1 hour 2-minute flight. Yeah, just as SimBrief said, right on point with the airplane. Lots of GA airplane in Southern California, as you can imagine. Lots of business jets, Gulfstream over here. Yeah, this airport has grass, look at that. It has grass textures. Slow it down, 15 knot in taxi. Alright, APU is on and available. Switch it over, good to go. And continue our taxi to the gate. And guys, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe button. I appreciate you guys joining me and watching the stream and participating in
750 Whiskey Romeo,
bringing me joy here, man. Thanks a lot. I appreciate that.
Only 20 right, cleared low approach, report miss.
So don't be afraid to hit that sub
Clear
button
low approach,
at
only
any
20
time.
right, report the miss,
And a like button. Alright, we're going to go ahead and take that gate over here on the right. This one does not have the auto gate, does it? Now the one beside it has an auto gate. It's fine. We'll take this gate anyway. We can turn these off.
LA ground, American 127 Heavy, Charlie 10 with the weather, ready for taxi.
American 127 Heavy, LA ground, runway 25 right, taxi via Bravo.
25 right, Bay Bravo, 127.
There you go. Don't hit the stairs. Alright, easy does it. Engines can come off. We can turn off the anti-collision, disarm the doors, and we can open up the door here. Reset the master caution. Turn off the window heat, and the pitot heat can come off. And taxi light can come off.
Prepare for arrival and cross check, thank you.
There you go. Perfect. And we can put the strobe lights to off. All right. Not bad. We are in John Wayne, man. This is awesome. Listen to the cabin passengers getting off. We got an aircraft coming in here. Somebody's landing. Looks like a private jet. Oh, awesome. Let's go check out that landing. This ought to be interesting. And then I'll show you guys this airport, what it looks like. It's probably going to use 20 right. Let's go over here. And we should be able to hear him on the tower frequency. There you go. Alright. Let's see if I see what kind of jet is this. This is what I like about Pilotedge. Model matching is nice on this. Don't know what kind of jet this is yet. But he's coming down nicely.
That Robert Surfer 141 clear might go in a signature.
Surfer 141, roger, contact ground on point 7, good night.
Ground point 7, Surfer 141.
Here goes the gears. So the gears are down now. Flaps are down. And he's bringing up the nose. Is that a Challenger?
Santa Barbara ground, Surfer 141 clear.
Oh, he's going around.
It might go in a signature.
He's going around. Wow.
Surfer 141, signature west or signature east?
He went around. He's like, you know what? I'm aboard this landing. Probably
East
coming in
today,
hard and fast.
Surfer 141,
Interesting.
Runway, sorry,
Real
Texas
interesting.
signature via Mike Charlie cross 115 right and 15 left.
Let me see if I hear him call up
Mike
the
Charlie
tower.
cross 15 right,
going
15
around.
left. Surfer 141, have a great night.
You too, sir.
Yeah, I can't hear him calling. Oh well. Yeah, big airport out here, and big GA on the north side of the airport.
Edition 0 Whiskey Romeo, you're on the mist?
Yeah, he's on the miss.
Affirmative, sorry, 750 Whiskey Romeo.
Citation 0 Whiskey Romeo, contact SoCal departure 128.1.
28-1, 750 Whiskey Romeo.
Missed approach. Here's another traffic going south. It's one thing with Pilotedge. This airspace is always crowded. Here's another airplane. He's heading south somewhere. Nice. Yeah, scenery's nice. Here it is. And back up all the way to the mountains, which I like about John Wayne. The airport is small for commercial traffic, but it's good. I mean, the gates and the taxiways are right beside the runway. In that one story where there was a Southwest, taxied over 20 left. No, he was holding short. No, he taxied over. What did he do? Yeah, no, he was holding short 20 left because Harrison Ford was coming in on his little private plane coming into land, right? So he's holding short 20 left right here on the taxiway. Harrison Ford mistook the taxiway for the 20 left runway, and he flew over top a holding 737, coming right over the plane, landed on the taxiway instead of 20 left, and then called up Tower and said, "Hey Tower, I mean, there was an airplane on my runway or crossing my runway. Was that supposed to be there?" And they're like, "No, the airplane was not on the runway. It was at the taxiway, and you landed on the taxiway, sir." And of course, they had a big investigation, and he got a slap on the wrist, and that was it. But you can actually find that audio on YouTube. It's there to explain the entire thing. So, but that was a funny story with John Wayne. But nice airport, nicely modeled. With the terminal, you can actually go into the terminals and walk around. Yep, you can. Let me see if I can do that up here. Hold on. think you can go into the terminal and walk around. Car park on top. Main terminal building. Yep.
1836.
Playhouse November 1836, Los Angeles clearance.
Good evening,
This is the main
Cessna
terminal building.
RG
You're inside the building right now.
1836 Slant Alpha requesting flight following to San Diego
Hold on, I
at
think there's a level above.
300 with information Victor for Cat 11 rating.
1836, Roger. Say your aircraft type again?
Yeah, I think there might be above level
This is
here.
Cutlass, Cessna 172 RG.
Anyway, yeah, it's modeled. It's modeled nicely inside a terminal building and stuff.
1836, Roger. Stand by on request.
Similar to what Mr. Rex got. There we go. Yeah, we're in the lounge now. We've got Subways in here, McDonald's. Got the seats and stuff, and you can look out at a Christmas tree on it. Anyway, that's it. All right, guys. I said I was just gonna do a short stream tonight, and it's already late. Thanks for joining me. Hit that sub button, hit that like button. Appreciate the patience. I think we're going to be doing one more stream
cleared out
tomorrow
Los Angeles Bravo
and off the
airspace on
weekend, and
departure
then come
flight
back
heading
and stream next week again.
255. Maintain
But
VFR at or
if you haven't
below
gotten this airplane,
3000
go ahead and
until
get it. That's the Zibo.
Departure
It's a good
frequency
airplane.
125.2, squawk 4616.
And let me go ahead and disconnect from Pilotedge.
Disconnected.
There you go. And yeah, I'm going to be streaming tomorrow, and then sometime next week again. I'll let you guys know. All right. Thanks for joining me, man. John, thanks for hanging out with me. Betsy, thanks for hanging out with me. Basti, Max, I'm gonna go check your channel out, Max. Basti, thanks for joining me. FSX Streamliner, thanks, man. Appreciate it. And everybody else that's in the stream, thanks a lot. See you guys next time. All right. And let me end it with some music over here. All right.